Welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into something, well, frankly, a bit alarming: the Diet-Microbiome-Cancer Nexus. We're seeing this really unsettling trend, a big jump in colorectal cancer for people under 50. That wasn't the case before, right?
Exactly. It really challenges our old assumptions. So our mission today is to unpack this complex relationship between what we eat, the trillions of microbes in our gut, and these inflammatory pathways that can, either push toward cancer or help protect against it.
It's like this hidden biological triangle of risk and protection.
That's a good way to put it. It really forms the foundation.
Okay, so our goal here is to give you a clear path through this complex topic. Let's start with that trend, younger people getting colorectal cancer. What's the connection to diet?
Well, the research is pretty clear on this. The evidence strongly links the typical Western diet. Lots of ultra-processed foods, red meat, processed meats, not much fiber, with what we call gut microbial dysbiosis.
Dysbiosis, meaning the gut environment is out of whack.
Precisely. The balance is off. You get an overgrowth of potentially harmful bacteria and a decrease in the beneficial ones. And this imbalance is a major driver of the chronic inflammation in the gut that can kickstart cancer development.
Okay, so let's get specific. What in that Western diet is doing the damage? You mentioned red meat.
Right. For instance, the heme iron in red meat, it seems to have a cytotoxic effect. Basically, it can damage the cells lining your colon directly. It can also disrupt the gut barrier, making it sort of leaky.
And processed meats are even worse, aren't they?
They are. The International Agency for Research on Cancer, the IARC, actually classifies processed meat as carcinogenic to humans, group 1. And red meat is probably carcinogenic.
Wow, carcinogenic.
Yes. And these diets, low fiber, high processed stuff, they lead to something called proteolytic fermentation. Instead of good bugs fermenting fiber, you get other bacteria breaking down proteins, and that produces nasty byproducts, things like ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, and nitroso compound.
And those damage the gut lining too.
They do. They impair the gut barrier integrity and create a more pro-cancer environment. It's like we've accidentally created the perfect storm in our own intestines through diet.
That paints a pretty stark picture. But is there hope? What can we actually do about it?
Absolutely. There's a very hopeful side. And it really comes down to dietary fiber. Fiber is, pivotal in cancer prevention for several reasons.
Okay, how does it work?
So there are physical effects. Insoluble fiber adds bulk, speeds things up, dilutes potential carcinogens, but there are also anti-inflammatory effects and, crucially, prebiotic effects. It feeds the good bacteria.
So it actively counters that dysbiosis we talked about.
Exactly. And this is where soluble fiber in particular really shines. When beneficial bacteria ferment soluble fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. You've probably heard of butyrate propionate acetate.
Those are good guys.
Very much so. They're absolutely central for modulating the immune system in your gut and maintaining what we call intestinal homeostasis, keeping everything balanced and healthy.
You mentioned butyrate. Is that one especially important?
It really is. Butyrate has been studied extensively. It shows remarkable tumor suppressive properties. Get this. It can actually trigger apoptosis that's programmed cell death in cancer cells.
So it tells cancer cells to self-destruct.
In a way, yes. Plus, it helps regulate immune responses and strengthens that gut barrier we talked about. It's a really powerful molecule for prevention.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the key message for everyone listening?
The bottom line is that your diet is arguably the most powerful lever you have to shape your gut microbiome, its composition, its diversity, how it functions. And that, in turn, is critical for your overall health and specifically for cancer prevention.
It's not just about calories or general healthy eating. It's about actively cultivating that inner ecosystem.
Precisely. It's about understanding how food choices directly influence microbial activity and inflammation. So the push now is really towards awareness and consciously choosing foods with more anti-inflammatory potential, feeding those beneficial microbes.
So knowing this deep connection, your plate, your gut microbes, your long-term health, what steps might you, our listener, think about exploring to better support this vital inner world?